Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at this Mafex Jean Grey figure. So here she is. We got some hand options and head options we'll take a look at here in a minute. She comes with your standard Mafex display base. Nothing really to write home about. You know, you got your base, you got your stand, and you got your clips here. It actually has a secondary clip where you can go underneath her so that she's like kind of floating a little bit easier. No screws in it though. That's kind of a bummer because some of these things come out and they're kind of loose to begin with, so you got to use a screwdriver to tighten them up. So without that, that's kind of lame. Alright, so let's look at the figure real quick, and then we'll look at her accessories and how they work. So her head is on the double ball peg, head to neck, and then neck to torso. So you get to there, not very far back because of the way the hair sculpt is, and then down to here. She's got pretty good layering in the hair, paint-wise. So it's not just one color that looks just stoic. Shoulders are on universals, so up to there. Looks like there's some sort of like paint slop going on in there. I don't know from where. That's a little strange. And the shoulder, this piece here is connected to this. There's like a little shoulder covering in there, so that all moves with her, so that's really nice. I didn't notice that before when I was messing with her earlier. That is awesome. I love that. That is I love it. Bicep swivel, double bend elbow, but you're not really getting a whole lot out of it. I think they could have gotten away with a single on that. Wrist swivels and hinges up and down. I do have a QC issue on this one, so be mindful if yours is like mine. What it is this ball peg, or this little joint where the hands go together, has a tendency of coming undone here. So I just have to snap that back into place. It's a little on the obnoxious side at times when I'm trying to manipulate the hands. She's got a ball joint here from torso to the waist, and then from the waist to the hips. So you get pretty good range of motion there. Like most of them, it's a little bit of a softer plastic for the hip, so that you can maneuver the legs all the way up to there. Back to there, kind of gets caught up there. Hips out to the side. There is a thigh swivel. Double bend knee. It works great. All these joints in the legs are pretty stable. Ankles up and down. Rocks to the side. Works great. And you have a little bit of a toe tilt. So, I mean, she's still a little on the unstable side, but that's just because they're using like more human proportions in Marvel Legends, rather than having the big boot for tiny little figure. It just doesn't make sense. But that's why we have the display stands that make it stand a little bit easier. Past that, I think she looks great. So take the head off here. We got to take the neck out as well. So she's got a few options for heads. So she's got the maskless one with the little mask that you pull down like that. That just sits there. A little floating piece. Speaking of floating piece, I didn't mention this here, but this belt is annoying. I don't like it. I wish it was just sculpted on somewhere. It's just like, come on. I don't like floating belts. It just feels very Marvel Legend-ish, where they're just like, oh, hey, let's throw this on there. That makes the figure different. Anyway, so you got the stoic face without the mask. You have stoic face with the mask. Just really well done. And then you have angry face, which I don't like at all. It's well done. I just don't like it. I don't recall her doing too many angry faces. But I'm sure she did. I just prefer like the stoic. I wish there was like a smile face or like, yeah, something like that would have been nice. But yeah, those are your options. Hopefully we'll get a Phoenix figure from this mold. So there are your 3 head options. Alright, hand options. She's got the relaxed hands that she has on, which, they work well for relaxed hands. She's got 2 fist hands. She's got 2 open hands. And then she's got 2 other open hands. And then she's got 2 psychic power hands, which actually look like these hands, just without the psychic powers. So, up to you on which ones you want to display her with. I haven't decided for mine, but to swap them out, you just pull the hand off, take this hand, and just slide it on. And this is where things get a little annoying with that ball peg not quite working. Also trying to re-angle it, so like if you wanted like wrist in and out, see, it just kind of came undone. So yeah, it just doesn't look right with a fist hand for Jean Grey. It just, I don't know. So let's go with the stoic with the mask. And yeah, a little back heavy because of the hair. It's just one of those big chunks of plastic, but at least they did it in a more solid plastic than just soft rubber, or like how Marvel Legends did their Storm. Oh my god, that thing was awful. I hated that figure. It felt like there was just this brick on the back of her head. I just wanted to throw it away, and I did. Alright, and here she is with the Mafex Wolverine. So you can see how she scales with other characters in the line. His head's not wanting to stay on. This is what I was talking about earlier when I first looked at the Aussie, the Fans Toys Aussie figure. Just how the Mafex is not the company known for great QC. And the Wolverine is a prime example of that. He still looks great. I love the figure, but is he a great figure? Not really, but it's still better than anything Marvel Legends has done. So yeah, I think scale wise she looks really good next to him. This all works pretty well because he is supposed to be a little bit shorter than most characters, so him being just a little shorter than Jean Grey is actually pretty good. I like it. He's still got more bulk to him than she does, so yeah. All in all, it's a great figure. I really enjoyed it. I'm happy I got it. I'm really happy I went on this Mafex line. I was so worried about it when I was first doing it almost 2 years ago. And, there's been a few hiccups, but for the most part, they have not let me down, especially with this X-Men line. So we've got Wolverine, Cyclops, Jean Grey, Gambit. Storm's coming later this year. Hopefully we can get a Professor X, Jubilee, Beast, Rogue. Just kind of finish my animated X-Men shelf and call it a day. And we're getting a Magneto, a new Magneto with the more original cartoon color scheme as opposed to the Age of Apocalypse color scheme. So, all in all, for a rating on her, I'm going to give her an 8 out of 10. I wish we would have had a more like happy face instead of just this kind of stoic face. And the angry face. It's just, I kind of wish I would have had a happy face instead of the angry face. I guess you could say like she's like straining using her power, but it really does look like she's angry, don't you think? I mean, it just looks... I've seen many angry women faces in my time, and that looks like an angry woman, not a stressed, not a straining woman. It looks like an angry woman. Just saying. Yeah, and then those wrist joints, maybe it's just because it's a lot smaller, or maybe they are making it so that they don't break as easy. Because I know my Spider-Man had that problem where it just snapped right off. And rather it pop apart than actually break. Maybe that's what they're going for. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. But all that being said, it's a pretty good figure, and I do recommend it if you're in for the figures. And you don't mind spending $80 or $100 per X-Men. Spend about $1,000 for the team. That would be crazy once you think of it in terms like that. But since you're paying a little bit here and there, it's one of those lines where it's like they could just keep pumping out figures for a long time, just one or two here and there, and I will just keep buying them here and there because it's the best little for me, it's the best little price range for characters like this. It's like $100. I don't have to buy 1,000 of them all at once. I don't have to be chasing them down. I could just buy them one at a time. And they're slower to put them out. So it's like, I think the next one that's going to come out is Iron Man, maybe. Harley Quinn was on the list to come out soon too, but yeah, I guess that's really all I got.